I sat in the back seat of that car as a small part of me died, with each and every moment closer to my awaiting fate. I was on my way to death row, on my way to be executed. No, killed for something that I didn't do. My name is Kwame Ajamu. May of 1975, I was convicted of aggravated murder and sentenced to die. I was just 17 years old. My mom and my two brothers. We moved here in 1970. Fun, this is a close-knit community when I grew up in it. A lot of ball playing, a lot of train hopping, but nothing bad in the community. Until that day. 40 years ago, Harry J. Franks, money order salesman, United States money order salesman, was robbed not only of his liberty, but of his life. The only witness that the state had, the kid who's 12 years old, said that he sat in that bus stop and he saw through the building and he saw us enter the car, the getaway car, and leave. He would be 52 the next time he said anything publicly about this case. And that was that, of course, to recant and say that he had been coerced into telling this lie. I would spend 28 years in prison for a crime of which I didn't commit. The first thing they do is give you an initiation. You're on death row, you're sentenced to die, your life means nothing, you're nothing, and you're gonna be in this cell 24/7 until you die. So what they would do was walk you down there and show you old Sparky, the electric chair. You know, one day he's gonna get you, old Sparky's gonna be fired up, he's gonna get you. This was just another form of intimidation and to keep you, especially the young guys like myself, terrorized. Wow. I was definitely terrified. I was bewildered. Had no sense of what would happen, and I was afraid. Not so much for myself, but for everybody. It's just a great fear that if, you know, they started killing, that they wouldn't stop. One of my good friends, his name is Joe Clark. He's no longer here. He was executed by the state of Ohio. But Joe Clark was an intravenous drug user. And so on the day that the state of Ohio decided to execute Joe Clark by lethal injection, they would find, to their chagrin, that it's not easy to stick a needle and find a vein in an intravenous drug user's arm. So my friend, Joe Clark, and it's so sad, actually begged the executioner to give him something that he could take orally because they had stuck so many holes.
They put so many holes in Joe's arm. And the people who actually witnessed his execution saw his arm burst. And Joe Clark was guilty, mind you, of his crimes. But I just think that no one should be treated, put to death, killed, murdered by the state in such a way. It took over 90 minutes for him to die. So I don't believe that there's any good and execution.
In 1978, the Ohio Supreme Court ruled against the constitutionality in the state of Ohio's death penalty. And thus, we were set free, so to speak, from death row into the general population. I would spend the next 25 years in general population, 9 of which were spent in Lucasville. Lucasville was a very, very violent situation. And so the only thing that I could come up with was the utilization of smart stuff, my brain. They had no educational services at all. So myself and a few guys got together and we bartered and came up with a school system. The parole board just decided that I had outstanding programming and they gave me a parole. 60 days later, I actually physically walked out of that institution, the happiest person I've ever been since the day I was born. Once I was paroled, it would take another 11 years to achieve the exoneration. Had I stayed on death row, I believe that I would still be there to this day. It really is. It's amazing. I'm wondering how many people actually live on this street that may even be related to the people that was there in 1975. So a lady used to live right here named Vera. Had a ring in her nose. You know, I was a kid, so, you know, that was something to me to see that lady had that ring. I didn't know that was, Yoruban fashion or something like that. I don't know. But, it's an uncanny feeling, actually, you know, wonder. But I used to work with a guy, Willie Brown. It's a year older than me. He's got 2 children. You know, everything that a 60-year-old man would, you know, manifest. And again, when he and I talk, you know, always, you know, leave like, man, you know, wonder where I would be, you know, right now, you know, like Willie, you know. And so, I don't know. Obviously, I would like to see capital punishment come to an end. And the fact that it costs so much money to house someone in prison sentenced to die. And the fact that it costs so much money, more than just a life sentence, for the court procedures for someone to be sentenced to die. The fact that it's so racially disparate, the fact that it's so politically disenfranchising. All of those things are small comparisons to the reason why I want to stop the death penalty is because my mom died and her son was sentenced to die and he was innocent. And till the day I die, I'll live for my mom and make it right. And that's why I fight death penalty. But once I got released from prison, I met the woman that I'm married to. Someone that I truly cherish for having come into my life. And she has been my rock ever since.